back to another video. For those of you who are new here, my name is Rachel. I'm a certified yoga instructor and I specialize in yoga for chronic pain and chronic illness. Today we are doing kind of a workshop style class where I'm going to show you 3 of the most common standing yoga postures and different variations for each of them. So there's going to be chair options for each of these poses. So if standing isn't comfortable for you, you'll be able to do all of these poses seated as well. Keep in mind that if you need to take a break at any point during this practice, that is totally okay, and you are always welcome and encouraged to do that. So this is a part of our beginner yoga series. If you haven't seen any of the other videos in the series, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can check out the full playlist. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So our first pose is Tadasana, or mountain pose. All poses have a Sanskrit name, and I like to use the Sanskrit names alongside the English names for them because it reminds us that this practice has a very long lineage, and it's so much more than just the physical practice that we do on our mat. This practice of yoga goes so much deeper, and it's so much more sacred than just that. So that's why I like to use the Sanskrit names as well. And I'll put them on the screen for you too so that you can see how they're spelled. So for our mountain pose, you can do this pose on the floor standing, or you can do it seated in a chair. All 10 toes point straight ahead, and the feet are about hip distance apart. And whenever I say hip distance, I'm talking about the hip bones. So I'm not talking about the fleshy part of your hips, I'm talking about the hip bones. So the ankles are going to stack right underneath the knees, and the knees are right underneath the hips. Gently engage the abdominal muscles so you're feeling the tailbone lengthen away from the crown of your head. And then let the shoulders relax down and back away from the ears, and the arms are extended alongside your body with the palms facing forward. Take 2 full deep breaths here, in and out through the nose or the mouth, and the eyes can be open or closed. Now bring the hands to your hips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull the belly button in, soften the knees, and hinge at the hips to fold forward. And let the hands slide down the fronts of your legs. So you can bring your hands to your shins, keeping a generous bend in the knees, or take the fingertips all the way to the floor for Uttanasana, standing forward fold. If the fingertips don't reach the floor, you can use yoga blocks to bring the floor up to you. And of course, you can do this pose seated in your chair as well. Doing this pose seated in a chair is going to drastically reduce the degree of hamstring stretch that you get out of this pose, but you're still going to get all of the other benefits like lengthening the spine and soothing the nervous system. Whichever variation you have decided to try, make sure that you're able to take full, deep, comfortable breaths in this pose. If you start to notice that you're holding your breath or you're clenching your jaw, that can be a sign that you've gone too far and you need to back out of the pose and lessen the intensity of the stretch a little bit. We always want to make sure that we're being kind to our bodies. Pushing ourselves too hard, too fast can actually be counterproductive, so make sure that you're comfortable here. Take 2 more full deep breaths. To transition into our next posture, Ashta Chandrasana, or high lunge, I would highly recommend using blocks for this if you have them. Otherwise, you're just going to put a really generous bend in your knees. Palms of the hands are flat on the floor or on yoga blocks. And then you're going to step back with your right foot like your feet are on train tracks. So even though the left foot is in front, the right is in back, they're still hip distance apart. The left knee is stacked right over the left ankle. The right knee can stay lifted, or if you'd like to do a low lunge instead, you can lower the right knee to the floor. Stay right here with the hands on your blocks, or inhale to take the arms up overhead. If you're in your chair, to do this pose in a chair, you're going to scoot over to the right side of your chair, so only the left hip is on your chair now. Left knee stacks over left ankle, and then you're going to shoot the right leg back and come onto the right toes. You can hold on to the seat of your chair with your hands, or take the hands to your heart, or inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Take 2 full deep breaths here. Really feel the inner thighs and the quads engage here and really working for you. Engage the abdominal muscles. Whole body is active. On your next exhale, shift your weight into your left foot and step forward with the right. Feet should still be hip distance apart. If you're in your chair, you're going to go ahead and scoot over to the left side of your chair now, because we're going to do this on the other side. So plant that right foot, and then everyone step back with the left foot coming onto the left toes. Right knee stacks over right ankle, and you're finding the variation that feels the best for your body. Again, if you start to notice that you're holding your breath in the pose, that's a sign that it's too intense for you in some way. So maybe it's too intense for your muscles, maybe it's too intense of a stretch, or maybe it's just too challenging. So you might need to adjust the pose so that it's more doable for you. Remember, pushing yourself too hard, too fast is not going to give you an A+. It's probably going to be more detrimental than beneficial. So be kind to your body, find what feels good. Take 3 more full deep breaths. On your next exhale, lower the hands, shift your weight into your right foot, and step forward. Come back into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Really deeply bend the knees and let the crown of the head be heavy toward the floor. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. Start to roll yourself up to standing 1 vertebrae at a time, really pressing down into all 4 corners of the feet as you stand all the way up. So now you're back in Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the hands together at your heart center, press the thumbs into your sternum, lift the chest. Another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Notice the after effects of your practice. Notice how you feel. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Keep in mind that not all poses are made for all bodies, so if even after trying the different variations, if some of these poses still aren't feeling quite right for your body, that's okay. It doesn't have to be a part of your yoga practice. There are so many different poses for us to choose from, so I'm sure we can find a different one to substitute in its place that's going to give you the same benefits. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will be happy to connect with you. Thanks so much for being here. Namaste.